Hello everybody. Today I'm gonna do a video on how I install a window on my car hauler toy hauler. And what you're looking at right now is the exterior wall of my trailer, and what you see is a template drawing that I traced out onto the wall so I know exactly where to make the cuts. Right on the line, it's a pretty thin line, kind of hard to see. Carved directly on the line, and my window should be able to go right in. On the other side of the wall are the wall studs. I have to cut through those too and brace them in with some square tubing. My toy hauler is 32 foot long. You see there. Let's get started. Here are some of the tools that I'm gonna use to start off with. Some of the main tools I'm gonna use on my grinder. You can see I have here a Lennox metal cutting blade. This is a special blade. It cuts pretty much any type of metal. You can see on there steel, brass, aluminum, pretty much anything. It's a really cool blade. And this on my die grinder, what I have is this carbide tip that I have in here, especially made for cutting aluminum. What I'll do is I'll use this to round the corners. This is a look at the interior of the trailer before I actually make the cut. Now the plywood, it didn't come bare. It comes with a half-inch thick plywood already bolted in place. That's been removed. I'll have to carve out the window ring to install through that. Here's the window trim ring. Let's see if I can get started. Okay, I pretty much have it cut out most of the way. What I have left to cut to get the large piece out is right here, just on the other side of the other side of the exterior wall is the wall studs. They're in 6 places. There, and here. What I decided I'm gonna do is that I didn't show you in my tools earlier. I'll try to show you all the tools I use as I go along. Is I'm gonna remove the multi-cutting surface steel blade and put in a metal cutoff wheel. This blade is specifically for cutting metal. It's just as thin as this one. This will cut much faster than this blade if all you're cutting is steel. So I'm going to change my blade out. Okay, here's the main section cut out here. When I installed my first window on the other side of the trailer, what I did is I removed the fasteners one at a time and took off just the outside wall and left the wall studs, and came back and cut the wall studs out, the sections of the wall stud out individually. This time I tried something else that was a little bit quicker. I just cut all of it out in one piece. Okay, and what I have left to do on my cutout mainly is to take this aluminum cutting carbide burr and round off the corners, and take my file and file, clean, and smooth this rough edge here. And the window ought to go right in. I'll check it for a fit, but there's still plenty of work left to be done. Be with you in a minute. An important cut that I made on here that I want to make sure that I showed you. Let's see here if I can lighten this up. There we go, plenty of light. Yeah, an important crucial cut that I made on here that I need to make sure I showed you is I made two cuts to the wall studs. One cut on the wall stud is where I cut all the way through, and it was like that, level, flush cut. And I made another cut to all three wall studs where the window, my 18 by 44 window, is gonna protrude through the wall. And the purpose of that cut is the frame of the interior wall, the crucial part of the structure. I'm going to use a 1-inch square tubing to brace the inside of the wall. To brace the interior is going to be 1-inch square tubing. Now they make smaller windows that can go in between two wall studs, so you don't have to deal with trying to reinforce the wall. But I can weld pretty good, so that's no problem. And also on YouTube, I've seen some videos where guys put windows in their trailer to where they made the frame that I'm gonna make out of steel. Since I mean, it's already steel and I can weld pretty good. But some videos on YouTube where guys made their window frame out of wood. The reinforcement for the wall was wood, and I guess that would be plenty strong enough. But I insist on welding mine up. You'll see it here in a little while. Okay, what I'm getting ready to do now is file down this rough edge here. I'm gonna file down the rough edge and get ready to check the window for a fit. There we go. My carbide burr, it worked better than the file to remove the jagged sharp edge. You can see all the way around it's gone. So now it's time to check that window for a fit. Okay, let's check it out. There it is. Good job. Now it's a good fit, perfect fit. Now it's got a rubber seal around it that kind of holds it off from touching perfectly flush, but the cutout on it is a good cutout. On to the next step. All of the exterior work to install the window, all the work outside the trailer has been done already. I'm running out of daylight, so you can get a look, get an idea of what the window will look like installed. This is the window on the other side of the trailer that I've installed for over a year already. This is what it looks like, fully installed. But I say I'm running out of daylight. I will give you a more footage of the install inside the trailer where I can control my lighting. Okay, let's get a closer look. Okay, you saw me tack welding it in place. This is other than cutting a hole too big for the window, this is the biggest install on the window. The reinforcing the wall, because as you see, I cut through 3 wall studs for my 18 by 44 window. Now brace is 1 inch square tubing, 16 gauge, and let's see, maybe one more step that I'll show you if I have time. It's getting late. One more step I'll show you. Okay, this is the last detail of the install on this window. This window trim ring plays a crucial role to the window. For those of y'all are wondering what actually holds the window in, this window trim ring, it comes with some holes pre-drilled in it, as you can see there. I don't know if you can see those. There, see those holes? These holes screw into the back of the window frame itself. Let's see. Here. Now this window, it doesn't come with the holes drilled into the window frame, to the main frame. I have to drill those myself and put in sheet metal screws. Let's see. Okay, the window trim ring goes through, first it goes through the 1/2 inch plywood, in which I will carve out. I will carve a hole out on this plywood for this window trim ring. I will carve this out. And the screws go through the 1/2 inch plywood, through the wall stud. Well, not actually, it doesn't actually screw into it, but it passes it and screws into the back of the window frame. And all of those screw holes, it's at least probably 20 holes on there, keeps the window pulled into the trailer. And that's what holds it. This is what it looks like installed. This is the other side. See here? This side is done like I'm doing the other side. But this side's been put all the way back together. It's carved out. And you can see all of the screws to hold it in place. That's it. Now, as far as a degree of difficulty on this job, something like this on a scale from 1 to 10 is probably about a 6 or 7. But you got to enjoy doing this type of work. And me, myself, personally, I love it. So I had a lot of fun doing it. Hope y'all had fun watching. See y'all next time.